Hey folks, Crazy Climber here again. Yeah, it's time we're going to look at game number 9 in our 20 from 1991 series. And this game is sort of a follow-up to the game Galaxian-3 Project DRAGOON. It's a beautiful 3D polygon rail shooter, and it is called Starblade. And there was nothing like it at the time. It was smooth, it was beautiful, it scrolled very smoothly. You have a yoke controller with multiple triggers, and all those triggers do the same thing. They just fire at the crosshairs that are at the center of the screen or wherever you move the crosshairs to with that yoke. And whereas the previous game, Galaxian-3 Project DRAGOON, was, I guess, not super popular, this one was. This one was ported to a number of systems. The best that I can remember was the Sega CD had a port. I think the PlayStation had one too. But yeah, for its time, there was nothing like this. This was beautiful. And even polygon games later on could not touch this. Games like Virtua Fighter were super blocky and kind of looked like crap, especially in today's perspective. But this is a space shooter. There's a dialogue from like supportive members of your space crew, and your main goal is to destroy the enemy, and they're Galaxians, or they definitely look like them. And at the very end, you have to destroy the Flagship Commander. And the Flagship was the yellow ship, I believe, in the original game Galaxian from 1979. But it might not be the same color, but it definitely looks like a Galaxian. You have to put in 2 credits to start, but for each continue, and you're going to go through a lot of continues, you only need 1 credit.
Mechanized planet Red Eye just reached the Federation of Planets and is approaching our mother planet.
I had to re-record this in Bandicam, and Bandicam is sometimes a little teeny bit glitchy.
All energy converges on the power stone,
but
inside of Octopus.
yeah, the Octopus is a power a power reactor, and you have to destroy it in the second stage. And in the first stage, you just need to reach the enemy planet. Now we're about to get started here. Now, I did not have that flight yoke, so the controls were not great. Had a hell of a time moving the mouse around, and maybe I should have just gone with my joypad. But you will hear your supportive forces communicating with you. I remember seeing this. I'm trying to remember which arcade. Might have been the gold mine at the SeaTac Mall. I'm sure I've seen that a couple other places. Got nice, cool warp effects. There will be a number of Galaxian-type enemies that you have to fight, and sometimes there will be, or at least on this stage, there's like little sensors in the rocks. You can shoot them for more points. You'll often see big projectiles coming at you that you can shoot out of the sky or out of space. But there will also sometimes be lasers from the enemy ships that you can't shoot, or that you don't have time to shoot. You will die a lot. Note that you have a shield meter at the bottom left, and that starts to diminish as you get shot.
Making a rapid descent.
There's no way to get extra energy back, and I don't think you get your energy back in between stages. And there are only 3 stages, but they're pretty long. The enemy headquarters is known as Iceberg, and you will have to destroy it in stage 3. But on this stage, you simply need to get to the enemy planet called Red Eye. Yeah, see, I already died. I didn't even quite get halfway to the Red Eye. I'm glad it's not called Brown Eye. Excuse me. Hope you all have a great weekend. It says game over and then the end. But I will pick up where I left off. I mean, I will go back to the continue screen. You keep your score when you continue. Excuse me, sorry. Throat is kind of goopy. Yeah, the 3D graphics of objects and enemy headquarters and all sorts of things coming at you there was nothing remotely like this at the time. And like I said before, even after, other games that tried to do 3D polygon graphics were not successful for quite a while, or not like this. Excuse me. Yeah, I remember the first time I saw Virtua Fighter, I was kind of like, this kind of looks, I mean, I appreciate what they were trying to do, but it looks really blocky. And then Tomb Raider came out a handful of years later, and the graphics still looked kind of blocky, but they were better. Boy, I loved Tomb Raider when it came out. I could still definitely play it. I still enjoy it quite a bit. I remember gleefully killing Lara Croft whenever I could, having her jump off a really high ledge and watching her go splat. You could even, when you do like a practice run in her own house or in her own mansion, you can kill her. Or to have her jump off like a high balcony or something. Anyway, at any rate, yeah, like I said, there are only 3 stages, but they are very long. With me not really being able to control the crosshairs terribly well because I didn't have a yoke controller, I got hit a lot when there were projectiles that I could have shot. If you run out of shields and you see the screen flash like crazy, meaning you're dead, you can still try to get some extra points by shooting some enemies for like a couple seconds or so. And like I said, to start you need 2 credits, and to continue you only need 1 credit. And yeah, you will need to spend a lot of continues because the enemies just shoot like crazy, overwhelm you several times. The scenes where you fly through areas, like through tunnels or through a ravine, wow, they really stand out for me. It's really super impressive for 1991. Yeah, this was really, really cutting edge for its time. Oh, something I didn't mention that's very useful you can hold down the trigger and it'll be rapid fire.
Energy to shields decreasing.
And there is the red eye.
Broke through the enemy's last defenses and are going to descend to red eye now.
And again, all you have to do is reach red eye, and that is the end of the stage.
Through the shields.
Excuse me.
And are headed for Octopus.
And we're going to do mission 2 now.
Red eye service.
And mission 2, your goal is to reach the enemy power reactor, and it is called Octopus, and destroy it. And you destroy it by shooting the power stone in the center. We'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, remember that you have rapid fire. Just hold down that trigger and you'll just keep shooting, which is very nice. Some of the enemies you don't have to flat out destroy. You can shoot them enough so that you'll see smoke pour out of their craft, and that's all you have to deal with them.
Located enemy Flagship Commander.
Yeah, you will see the enemy Flagship Commander, and you can shoot him for points, but you can't destroy him until the last stage at the very end. And here, in this low area we're flying through, there will be these cannons that jut out of the wall,
Shields low. Danger.
and they'll shoot those kind of starry projectiles at you. Yeah, if you want to leave a comment and tell me where you first saw this game, do so. Or if you want to comment about anything. I always like to read the comments, providing that they're not rude.
Energy to shields decreasing.
This stage is a lot shorter than the first stage, but there's a lot more enemies and they shoot a lot more.
Energy to shields decreasing.
Their shots are harder to avoid.
In order to avoid radar detection.
And Namco was historically responsible for a lot of cutting-edge games, games that introduced new concepts in the arcades.
Located enemy
This is
Flagship
one of them.
Commander.
A few years later
Making a steep rise.
or so, Game Arts would release Sylphid, which kind of had a similar polygon feel to it. I've covered that in my Sega CD 20 From series, if you want to have a look at that. I owned a Sega CD. I had Sylphid. I enjoyed it. Wasn't perfect, but it did look beautiful.
Rise. We're under attack. Energy making a rapid descent.
Sometimes when there's a ton of sprites on the screen at once, there'll be a little bit of slowdown.
Attack the port, Geosword. I'll attack the Starblade. Over.
Your ship is called the Geosword.
Danger. Shields low. Danger. Shields low.
Or more specifically, it's the FX-01 Geosword. And the race of enemies is called
Energy to shields.
Unknown Intelligent Mechanized Species, or UIMS, I believe. This ran on the Namco System 21 hardware.
Warning. Located enemy Flagship Commander.
And like I said, this is kind of part of the Galaxian series, and this is sort of a follow-up to Galaxian 3 Project DRAGOON.
Target power.
And now we have reached the power reactor called Octopus, and we must destroy it by shooting the power stone in the center. Not right here, but we're going to fly up to it. We have to destroy these walls. For some reason, I didn't have enough time to destroy the last one. I slammed right into it, and it cost me a little bit of my shield. Here is the power reactor we're coming up to. Yeah, there will be a rotating shield of diamonds, and there will be shots coming out of those portals. And you'll want to try to focus your shots on that Power Stone in the center. Isn't there a fighting game called Power Stone from the mid-90s or something? Maybe late 90s? Eventually, when you hit that Power Stone enough, the shield will start spinning very, very fast. And then shortly after that, it will explode. And once it's destroyed... almost got it. Once it's destroyed, that is the end of Stage 2. Actually, you have to fly out of here.
All wing ships launch. Over.
And there's that. That's the end of Stage 2. We'll see the red eye break up and be destroyed. Boom.
Verify Octopus energy source has decreased and stopped. Mission accomplished. Return to base now.
And next we have to destroy the enemy headquarters, Iceberg.
Warning. Sensors indicate large-scale warp reaction at 12 o'clock. Caught the surviving enemy fighters.
Yeah, there's the Flagship Commander at the top left. We saw the Flagship Commander earlier a number of times, but you could not destroy him until this stage. You could hit him multiple times for more points before. You don't get like any extra lives or anything like that. You only have the one life, and once you lose all your energy in your shield, then you've got to spend a continue. I don't know for sure if a credit was like 50 cents or maybe even $1 back in the day, and this was a cutting edge, so it might have been more expensive like Dragon's Lair was. Yeah, Dragon's Lair was either 50 cents or $1. I can't remember for sure. It probably depended on the arcade. Gotta shoot some more walls to get through in some areas here.
Making a quick turn. Making a quick turn. Making a quick turn.
The voice is a little bland for me, little bit dull.
This is team leader.
What were you doing back in 1991? I remember got my first. No, I was still working my first job, which I got the previous year. My stepdad and my mom had moved the family to a new house, not very far from where we lived, near Federal Way, Washington. It was a nice house.
Destroy the control center, Geosword. We'll cover you. Over.
I would often work the really late shifts at work. Get home at about midnight or thereabouts. We had cable, so I got home just in time to watch some Skinamax or Showtime After Hours, some softcore movies with the sound almost completely off, so that nobody would hear me. Yeah, here is the the headquarters Iceberg, and you have to destroy all these control rods or whatever these are. And then you have to destroy the center, I believe, once you've destroyed all these rods or whatever they are. And on occasion, the core will fire a big blast at you. It was hard for me to move the crosshairs over to the left and be able to shoot that center there. And I'm toast. And again, when you're flashing like that and you've died, basically, you can still shoot things with your crosshairs.
Energy for shields decreases.
Oh, come on, you stupid crosshairs. Oh, no, I've destroyed it. Now the whole headquarters starts to crumble. And the game will guide you out of there. But it is not over. You will have to destroy the Flagship Commander. The Flagship Commander also has like a sub-commander with him here and there. Or maybe a couple of them. But no, you just have to destroy him. Yeah, the Flagship Commander was yellow in the original Galaxian, and he's not yellow here. Well, once you shoot the Flagship Commander enough and destroy him, that is the end of the game. And you will get to see the end credits of Starblade. Yeah, I didn't play this in the arcade back in the day. I think it cost more quarters than I wanted to part with.
Danger. Shields low. Danger. Shields low.
Hope you have a good weekend. Let me know what your weekend plans are if you have any. I'm probably not going to do anything terribly taxing. And even though he ran into me, he is toast. And now we get to see the ending to Starblade. And again, this was ported for the Sega CD, and I believe the PlayStation 1 as well, probably some other systems, or home consoles.
This is Team Leader. This is Team Leader. We accomplished the mission and we return to base now. Nice work, gentlemen. Over.
And we will get to see the credits. And as you probably saw during the attract mode, there is a cool way that they list the top scores. Clearly impressive sprite scaling, rotation, polygon, 3D look at the initials that you put in and the score. And we'll see that at the end after I put in my initials. You do not get to put in your initials if you do not continue. You know, even if you did have a high enough score. So you have to play through if you want to put your initials in, which is kind of lame. If you are playing this emulated, or trying to play this emulated, and MAME tells you that you don't have the right files or something, there's one called c68.bin, I think, that you need to get, and it's in Namco C8 zip file, I believe. But at any rate, yeah, this ran on the Namco System 21 hardware. And again, this is a follow-up to Galaxian 3 Project DRAGOON. Not to be confused with the 1984 game Galaxian 3, also known as Gapless. Different, but it's in the same series. Well, that was Starblade, created by Namco in 1991, and now we're going to look at me putting in my initials. And yeah, I'm not not used to the controls. They still have kind of a flight yokey feel. And now we will see all the top 10 scores in beautiful 3D polygons. Yeah, this was totally cutting edge for its time. I was super impressed at it. Yeah, there were really all sorts of games were trying out the polygon graphics, and you could go way back further to iRobot by Atari in 1983, where the foundations for 3D polygon gaming were in their infancy. Stop that, Bandicam. Gets all jittery. It's kind of annoying. But that was Starblade, created by Namco in 1991, and that was game number 9 in our 20 from 1991 series. Well, I thank you for watching. Hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I will catch you later in the future with game number 8. Y'all have a good one, everybody, and I will see you later. Bye-bye, folks.